All right, it is time for our thrilling conclusion in statistics, basic statistics in Excel. And so what we're going to be doing now is there's a module, a data analysis pack that we can use in Excel to calculate some of the stuff out for us. Now, I will point out that what we're about to do is a static method. So it's a snapshot in time. So we can do that. But then if we change the data, kind of like when we remove the outlier, we would have to run this again because the data is not going to update because it's not a dynamically linked thing. So the first thing you need to do is make sure the data analysis pack is turned on. So if you go to File and come down here to Options, it'll bring up this screen here. Go to Add-ins. And then down here it says Manage Excel Add-ins. You will hit Go. And depending on the computer, it might take a little while to go because there's a lot it's chunking through. And so you want to click on this one here that says Analysis Tool Pack. Not Analysis Tool Pack VBA because we're not doing Visual Basic Assembly in here, just Analysis Tool Pack, and then hit OK. And so now what happens when you go to Data, you'll see on the Data ribbon there's a new tab here that says Analyze, and you'll see this Data Analysis tab. And so this has a lot of really neat tools in it. So, and a lot of this stuff you will not use in this class. A lot of this is really focused more for the bigger stats class, but we will use a couple of things in here. And for us, we're going to be using this one here, Descriptive Statistics. And we'll hit OK. And so now it brings up a box where we can input items. First thing is the input range. This one we can go click the little arrow. We can select cells. As we know, there's a lot of cells there to select. We could go and we could type in the variable name. Now this doesn't auto-fill like the other one did, but we can just type in sale amount because that is the name of our range name. Or, and once again, I discourage this from the formulas, but a lot of times these modules will do it. You can select the entire column. You just have to be careful that there's nothing below that column. Now, for us, we don't have labels in the first row because sale amount starts at G2, but if you did select the whole column where you're selecting data, if you have labels in that first row, you need to tell the software or it will not calculate correctly because you can't calculate this stuff off of something like words. It needs to be a number. Output options. The first part, basically, where do you want to stick it? Output range, new workbook, or new worksheet ply. We're going to go in output range. I'll click and say we're just going to drop it. We'll just drop it right here. And so it'll put all the data right where I selected. Now, if I hit OK here, it's going to tell me I have to pick something. So we have to pick one of these four things here. Kth, largest, smallest, confidence level for mean, ignore all those. That's beyond this class. The only thing we're going to do, summary statistics. And then I am going to hit OK. It's going to take a while, and then it's going to generate some statistics for me. Now, some of this we've already generated, so and you can see the numbers are the same. So we've got our mean, same thing as that. Standard error is something to quantify how much error from the mean there is. Once again, beyond this class. Here's our median. And here's our mode, which we did not calculate in our data set. So if we take a look at those, once again, those three numbers need to be relatively close. Median and mode are kind of close. Mean is still out. That's telling us we don't really have a symmetrical data set. There's our standard deviation, which we calculated before. From the sample. There is our variance from the sample. So here's something that we did not calculate, our kurtosis. Now remember, kurtosis is talking about how many extreme values that we have at the ends of our graph, how fat our tails are. A kurtosis of 1 means a symmetrical bell curve graph. Kurtosis of 4300 means we've got a lot of extreme values at either end. And there's our skew, which we did calculate out, which, once again, it's heavily skewed to the right-hand side. We have our range, our minimum, and our maximum. And then we have the sum, because it adds up all the data. This is not really all that useful for us, but I guess, actually, if we wanted to, let's go and let's put it in a format that we can understand. So if I sum up all those houses sold, we're talking $35 trillion of property. And then it counts up the number that we had, 66,591. All right, so this generates a lot of the statistics for us. It is static, though. It is not dynamic. It will not change as we change data. It will also not give us our 5-number summary, which is basically for every data set, we're going to calculate out mean, standard deviation. We are also going to calculate out a 5-number summary, and so we're missing some data points from the 5-number summary here. All right, so this is just the ways that we calculate statistics in Excel. We're going to be using this to actually analyze data going forward. And soon we're going to learn how to do this in both Python and Tableau so we can play around with a lot of this different stuff. With that, please take this worksheet, upload it for your engagement for this class. And I will see everybody in the next class.